we will be presenting on Wednesday about nonviolent resistance. That's why we wanted to give you some pre-information and information before the presentation. And we wanted to make you ready for that presentation on Wednesday. Our presentation's topic is nonviolent resistance, which is one of the resistant ways Martin Luther mentioned in his speech. My group members and my group members Ceren, Selen, Batu and İrem, and I believe that we suggest that the most justifiable method of resistance is non-violence. However, there might be some circumstances where non-violence can't be the solution. We will be explaining this in the in coming Wednesday. And in our course book, page 131, Foucault asserted that wherever power is exercised, resistance is also produced. He basically explains where there is a power, there should also be resistance. And the way of resistance, according to Martin Luther, is there are three. One is violence, one is acquiescence, and the other one is non-violence. We will be going deep about these on Wednesday. And for example, I can say that acquiescence is not a way of it's not an exact way of resisting. It's just accepting what they are, what told you to do. And also, I will be giving some information about some shocking facts about Rosa Parks, which is a defender of non-violence resistance. So, hope you guys will enjoy. Thank you for listening now.
Hi everybody, today I will be talking about non-violence resistance, but I will try to tell you why non-violent resistance is the most justifiable way. Before I start, I would like to ask you a question. I want you to think that what could be the negative aspects of each, I mean non-violence, violence and acquiescence. What could be the negative aspects of these? Think about it. For acquiescence, personally I think that you cannot expect problems to be solved by itself. That could be ridiculous. I mean, if you do nothing, how can you expect problems to be solved? It doesn't make sense to me, actually. And the other negative thing is about the future. It may harm our children in the future. I will tell you in the seminar presentation why. Another resistance is violence. I mean, I think if it is really necessary, but this is my personal idea, if it is really necessary, if it is really critical, I mean, if you have to do something important for your country, for your people, you can apply this resistance, but it has really very negative aspects. The most important thing about violence resistance is it never ever brings permanent peace. There is no example in the history about it. The last resistance is about non-violence. Actually, it is the most justifiable way because you don't have to spill blood. There is no destruction. It makes a permanent peace. It brings permanent peace.
Hello my friends, I am Selen. Tomorrow I am going to give you some non-violent resistance examples from the world and also from Turkey. First of all, I'm sure all you know who is Martin Luther King, but I just want to give some brief information about him. He is an American Baptist minister, activist, humanitarian, and the leader of the African American civil rights movement. He is best known for his role in the advancement of civil rights by using nonviolent civil disobedience based on his Christian beliefs. In his speech, he explained Black people's condition at that time, inequalities and violence against Black people. He never tells anything bad for white people. He mentions white people as their brothers or as their siblings. After that, I will give some quotations from his speech. And next slide is Gezi Park movement. I also think you know the Gezi Park movements, but I will just give you some brief information about it. Gezi is an example of nonviolence resistance. It started at 27th of May in 2013 in Taksim. It is started because governments wanted to change the park into barracks and shopping malls, and people didn't want to lose the park, which is contained lots of trees and the symbol of Taksim. They set up their tents and they stayed in parks to protect it. After that, I will going to show you some photos from the Gezi Park. And finally, I will going to talk about the media effect on the movement. And I just want you to think about how can media affect the resistance. Thank you for listening. See you in the presentation.
Hi everybody, tomorrow I will explain Mahatma Gandhi. I think everybody knows something about his philosophy. Mahatma Gandhi is known as the major leader of the Indian independence movement. He defended that people can resist against power through non-violence. This belief influenced every part of the world, such as Martin Luther King influenced him. He founded the National Indian Congress to fight against discrimination in India. This Congress helped him to developing the theoretical belief about non-violence resistance. He became the leader of the National Indian Congress in 1920, and he started campaign which aims to force Britain to leave India. He thought that if we didn't work for Britain, they will leave. Firstly, it started non-violent movement. However, in one meeting, police started to shoot to innocent people, and it turned a violent resistance. 1 year later, he said that students stopped attending government school and citizens stopped to pay tax and purchasing British goods to force Britain to leave India. Does anybody heard something about Salt March? Gandhi also the leader of the Salt March. The causation of Salt March, Britain forbidden Indians from collecting and selling salt with a law. He walked 388 kilometers to protest Britain with a lot of followers. He succeeded, and this law was removed, but he was arrested. After getting out of the prison, he started to live a cottage. He was killed by an Indian journalist who has opposite views with Gandhi.
Hi everyone. Tomorrow I'm going to talk about the importance of the Berlin Wall and the conflict between Israeli and Palestinian. Thus, in order to make you understand these issues more clearly, I want to give short background information. As you all know, the Berlin Wall is a proof of failure in the history. It represents the suppression of human rights by the Eastern Bloc during the Cold War. It was built on August 13, 1961, by the communist government of the German Democratic Republic. It split up families and neighborhoods as they suddenly found a barbed wire between them. The main purpose of building this wall was to keep Western Berliners from entering East Germany. Thousands of Berliners lost their jobs, unable to commute. 138 people died while trying to breach these fortifications. There were even pregnant women among them. The wall stood until November 9, 1989. With the fall of the wall, freedom had been achieved. They returned to capitalism. All in all, the wall remains one of the most powerful and enduring symbols of the Cold War. It represents a violent occasion in the post-war world. And now, I want to give you a short information about the conflict between Israeli and Palestinian. The conflict was between the Jewish and the Arabian under British rule. It's known as the world's most intractable conflict. They have failed to reach a final peace agreement. The key issues are borders, security, water rights, settlements of Israeli settlements, Palestinian right of return, and etc. The conflict causes to a wide variety of views and ideas. So, deep disunities occur not only between Israeli and Palestinian, but within each societies. There are significant international actors, civilian populations involved in the conflict besides paramilitary groups, terror cells, and regular armies. This conflict is described as a nightmare and horrific struggle in the history. Thank you.